All right. Welcome, welcome. Well, as I was saying a couple of minutes ago, I need to just slow down and make this card slowly. I feel like I've been racing lately. The 12 days have been fun. This is actually today's 12th day, but I do them and I'm try to keep them under a few minutes. And so I feel like I'm like, and so do this and go over here and do that. And it's like, oh my gosh, slow down. So I'm slowing down tonight. We're doing 2 cards. There's 2 sketches. I'll post them on my blog after class, but the first one is the first one we're going to do. All right, so Smitten Mittens is the kit that we're using, the stamp set. Let me turn on the other camera so you can see it instead of me, because it's way better to look at. Oh, goodness. Let's see, screen. Oops, I have to tell this to share. Hello. I said I was new at this. Share. Thank you. Here we go. Alrighty. So, Smitten Mittens is super cute. I love the words, the title too. So it's got a couple of fun sentiments in it. May you have merry moments surrounded by those you love. Could go for Christmas, not necessarily. Has smitten, so it could be cute for new romance in your family. To and from, make great little tags. If you're still making your gift tags. This comes, the thinlits give you 2 sets of mitten sizes. And then our stamps. All right, so that's what we've got to work with. And this is the sketch we're going to be using. So let me get some pieces cut. Move some of this excess out of the way. All right, we're going to start with our basic card. And I'm going to use white because that goes with everything. And I'm going to do 5 1/2. And then I'm going to score them both. And then we'll have 2 cards ready to go at 4 1/4. Remember, when you score, you want to fold it this way to get a nice fold. And 4 1/4. All right. Now we need to do, this one has 2 layers and then the circle, okay? So this is the red layer, and that is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. Crash. So 4 by 5 1/4. All right, so there's this guy. So this can go right on now. So I'm going to pop that down. Something I want you to remember, if you're short on paper, remember you can always, because I'm going to put another piece on top, I can always cut something out of here if I wanted. So for example, I could cut my 2 mittens out of this. Make it more this way. And I'm still going to be okay. Let me do the white one and then you can see what I mean. So it's a good way to save your paper a little bit. So the 3rd layer is, bring this one back, 3 3/4 by 5. All right. Apparently the heat just popped on, and of course it's going to get super hot in this room. Between all the lights that I have on for me, 5 by 3 3/4. Oops. So this is going to go on top of this, right? So an easy way to make sure is to just see, can you get these guys underneath the white? And you can. So those can get popped out of here, all right? Another mitten that's really cute, you have this die, which is really neat. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get 2 of these out of this red one with my Big Shot, just in case. I don't know that I need them for this card, but I am going to pop them out. I'm just turning the heat down in here so I don't melt. All right. Smooth this over. Remember I said I was going nice and slow. This one's going to go here. I'm going to pop this one in. This is a really great thinlet, but it's a little fussy to work with because it's got all those itty bitty little teeny places. Not to use it, but to clean it when you're done. So let me show you what I mean. So we're going to take this through. Move you over for a minute. Pops out great. And then everything kind of sticks to this. So if I put this right on the foam and I use the die brush, and then I clean that. See all the little pieces fall out? A couple more right here. And there's my mitten. All right, isn't that great? Really cool. All right, so there's one. Now notice, I can't really make that mitten go the other way unless I'm going to flip it over. But when you look at these mittens, you will see that the way the die creases the edges, there's definitely a right side and a wrong side. But I'm still going to pop it out because maybe I'll use it on 2 different cards. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, but it's too cool to let it sit in there. So let's run this one quick through. A Big Shot right here. It's over here. I know you can't see it, but trust me, it's right here. Run it through. And then, and I don't know exactly where this mitten's going to go. I haven't really planned on it, but since I'm working on it, it's kind of cool. So this is now going to go in the middle. That looks like scrap paper, but it's actually adding my matte, a matte layer to my card. This would be a crazy annoying die if you didn't have one of these little brushes. Because you'd have to poke each one of these out, which you can do. Use your paper piercer and just kind of poke them out. Like I have him right here so I can show you. And you just poke. And then you'd have to poke each one of these out, right? Okay. We're not doing that right now. The whole point of this was not to waste paper that you're going to put in there if you are a paper miser. Now, since I'm a salesperson, I should be telling you to just crank it on through and I'll sell you some more, but I don't. All right, so here's our card base, and now this is going to go right here. So I'm going to snail that down. And because I made a mess of it, and now it's got holes in it, I want to make sure I get good adhesive on it. I guess I could leave my card like that, but that's not my plan. All right, so there's that. Now I want my white layer, but instead of, and actually my card's going like this, instead of just, I could just pop this down like so. I'm going to use an embossing folder. Hope I wasn't hurrying it. Now remember, when you use your embossing folder with your Big Shot, you need to swap out your magnet plate for your regular platform. And the one I want to use is in here somewhere. Is not those. It is, oh no, this one. It's the cable one, the one that looks like a sweater. I love this one. All right, so now my white is going to go this way, so I want my cables to go up and down. Doesn't really matter, but that's what I want. And this is one of the dynamic texturing folders, so I only use one of my plates with it. I don't use both because it's a thicker folder. And then crank it through. And now I have this incredible, we're going to pretend that we're not noticing that he's really crooked. It's going to make me nuts. I got to do it again. I wasn't paying attention to its position in the folder. So hold on one second. What's my size again? 3 3/4 by 5. All right, let's do this and let's be more careful. So Big Shot platform. This, I want it to go straight up and down, but I need to be sure that you are in there. Nice and straight. I can go all the way back. Doesn't really matter where I position it as long as I make sure that it's vertical. And you can kind of see, like, do you have your edge where you want it? I just didn't do that the first time. And on some embossing folders, it doesn't really matter, but this one, because it's nice vertical lines, it matters. And I could have pretended that it didn't, but it did. All right, so let's move these out of the way. Now I'm going to switch back, because that's the only embossing we're doing tonight. And pop my magnetic platform back in and move you over. Now I can pop this out. That's a little bit better. And now this is going to go right here. All right. And because it's embossed, it really changes its texture. I like to use either my foam dots or my tear tape when I'm putting it down, my dimensionals or my tear tape, because it's really got a lot of well, texture to it. And sometimes the snail can't hold something that's that bumpy. So Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. And then this is ready to now add my embellishments on the top. There we go. Okay, now I have a 3-inch circle. I use 3 inches, but you can always use different ones. You don't have to use that. The 2 1/4 inch punch is my favorite because it gives me a good size and it's really super easy to use. So I use this one a lot. And I have that piece of red over there that I'm going to use. So I'm not using a 3-inch circle. We're going to have a little bit smaller, but that'll work okay. And now I'm ready to add my mittens, my sentiment. I don't know what's going to go on yet. Here's the card. So let's see what we've got to put on it. Now we do have this cool mitten. So we could kind of slide that up and do it like that and add our sentiment right there, sort of looking like a snowball. We could stamp our mittens on there. There's this one that I really like that we could stamp and cut him out. But I think I like, because I have this one, remember I said I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I think this is going to go like this, and I am going to stamp my sentiment right there, which is going to say, and I'm going to use my tuxedo black so that I get a good dark image. Now remember, this is a photopolymer. It doesn't have the foam back to it. So I'm going to bring up my piercing mat, and I'm going to use that to put this stamp on. Nice. I could have used white. That might have looked cool too. The craft white ink might have looked good. But I have this one, so we're going to be happy. And I think he's going to get some dimensionals on the back of this one. So even though it's a really simple card, because you've added all the I've added all the different elements between the texture, the punch out, the layering, the bright colors, that yes, although it's a simple card, it really gives you a lot of things to look at. I'm looking for my mini dimensionals, so they hide behind my mitten. Okay, now the next one, I'm going to use some silver and lace. Come on, mitten. Cute. Okay, card number one. Card number two is going to use this sketch. Now it's going to go horizontal. So I've got my card base. And this has one layer that goes on top. Then it has a 2x4 piece that comes over here to add a little bit of something to it. This is for your sentiment. And then it's got a circle. So what I was thinking was, I have these, I like the blue and the silver together. So I'm going to do my background. So my 4x5 1/4 is going to be out of this one. We're going to go with 4. Five and a quarter. I love silver and blue, right? All right, that's going to go right there. I'm actually going to put that down right now with my snail. There we go. And now I'm going to do two things of, I'm going to use the silver and the silver glitter. So I'm going to do the 2x4 in the foil. Remember I said I was not going to embellish, or I was not going to emboss? Yeah, I changed my mind. So I need a 2-inch by 4, and then I'm going to run this through my embossing folder. And then the other thing I need is a 2 1/4 inch circle. So I'm going to use my punch and my glitter. All right, there's that. And then I'm also going to add, I had it here, what did I do with it? Yeah. I'm also going to add my doily. So now we're getting really fancy. All right, let's run you through an embossing folder. Let's bring you over here. And we're going to swap out in my haste. Did I put you away? Let's see, what are we going to use? How about, ooh, wait. How about, that would look really cool. That's the one that's going to go in there. I just have to figure out where I put my platform. Anybody see it? It always goes in the drawer. Where is it in the drawer? Just look calmly and see if it's in the drawer. It is. There it is. This time, this is a regular embossing folder. It's not one of the dynamic ones. So I can put this, I'm going to use 2 of my clear mats. And I'm going to make sure that I have a nice straight line up the first time. Not quite. Much better. And run, sorry, hit your camera. And run you through. Ooh, so cool. All right, so now this, let's bring this back so we can see what we're doing. This is going to go right here. And we're going to keep our fingers crossed that Snail can hold it. I might need to do something else, but it seems like it's touching enough places. All right, now this guy is going to need a little help. And if I were just putting this on, it would be a problem because it would show, but it's going to have the glitter on top, so it's okay. It's not going to show. If I was worried about that, I could use my liquid Tombow, the multi liquid glue, and that would, I can dot that on the little places and not have it show through. So pretty, right? Okay, now I'm gonna pop these guys down here. I want the same sizes. There. All right, we're getting there. And then what can we do right here to do our sentiment? Well, if the mitten didn't have a small sentiment that we could use, we could grab another card, another set, but we have Smitten, and that might look really cute right here. And I kind of like the idea of the 2 little mittens out of the blue. So I'm going to, but I don't want it to be super matchy-matchy. I could. I mean, I have enough of this left that I could cut them out of that, but I can also stamp them. So I'm going to stamp these 2 dudes. out of I'm thinking out loud. Do I want to go with the same or not? Okay, night and navy it is. And we need, I think this is a big enough strip. Let's give it a shot. And we're going to bring this in. So you notice I didn't get good ink coverage on here. I'm so excited about the Stamparatus. I can't wait. I think I'm going to be like such a genius expert stamper with it. Remember, if you didn't make the first pre-order window, the second pre-order window is open now. And Stampin' Up! Has changed things this time around. They will leave it open until the 30th. So everybody gets to order. I did fix the link. The link was going to a private page. So honestly, if you just go to my site, my shopping site, and click on shop, it's a banner in there now that you can find it easy. Yep, and what happens when you reserve it, you're basically pre-ordering it. You're going to need a credit card to pre-order it. Your card will not be charged until they're in stock and ready to ship. When they're ready to ship, they will notify you in case, oh, maybe you have a different card that you want to use. Maybe they have, maybe you've, your card's changed. The bank has given you a new one, because it won't be until probably March. The first order, it was February, so I'm thinking this will be March. We really aren't sure. It's as they're made, and when they get ready to ship, they'll let you know. So you'll have time to make sure that A, you have the money in there, and B, I like this one better, that the card is still okay, and you'll be able to put it through, okay? All right, so notice I did 2 sets of these, just because I wanted to get the best of each one, because I knew that I wouldn't be perfect, and I still might not be perfect, but all right. Mitten, here we go. All right, so these guys are going to go on here, like so. And then we're going to do Smitten in the same blue. If you're not sure what I'm talking about when I say Stamparatus, Stamparatus is a brandy new tool that Stampin' Up! Is just launching. In fact, we're talking pre-launch right now. It's not out yet. And it's amazing. It's like those other ones, sort of, that we don't say their name, that starts with an M, ends with an E. Anywho, those stamping things that allows you to, you put your stamp on here, and you put your card down here, and you ink it and then flip it over. This one has 2, so I can ink and flip, open them up, put another card in. So it's really a great way. Now, here's a perfect example. I'm not going to be nuts about this, but if you look really close and you're super critical, that's not the best stamped image on there. I'm okay with it. It shows I did it, and it's not something I bought. So I don't get upset about it. I really don't. But if it's going to make you stay awake at night, right now, you could just make another one. But once we get the Misty in our hot little mitts, you could just put it down and stamp it again. Right. I just can't wait. Susan says she could have used it yesterday. I know. I could have had it last week and been happy. All right, so here's Night of Navy, and here is Smitten, and I need some white paper to stamp on. Now I got to figure out what I'm going to cut it out with to put it on my card. What punch am I going to use or die? So let's see what Smitten looks like, and then we'll decide. Oh, I love it. So cute. I love that one. All right. I think this might be my new favorite card. All right, but now what's it going to go on? Well, I'm going to look through here at my punches. This is the one, this is my go-to, but I think it's too skinny. See, I'm going to lose half of it. I don't like that idea. Some of the other ones are just too much. So I think I may just trim it down. Let me look one more time. This is actually the cloud from my tree punch. Let's see if that gets all of it in here. Oh, it does. See? All right. Oh, I like that. And there is Smitten. Now it needs, yep, this is my new favorite card. Oops. All right. What do you think? Are we good? All right, so we have 2 cards, 2 sketches. The sketch will be up under 12 days. Smitten Mittens is one of my, every time I say it, I think of a cat for some reason. I guess because I had a cat named Mitten once. I just keep saying it. But I love the font on this one. And so the To From is going to have it. I like that too. And then this is really cute. We didn't even use this one. Sending warm and fuzzy Christmas wishes your way. This would be really cute to do a tag with. And so you have this one and then this one, or this one and right on the back. Really cute. I like these for tags. And they're a good size. You know, they're not too teeny. All right. Alrighty. Well, thanks, you guys. Thanks for coming. And I will see you all soon. This stuff will all be in the blog. Give me a few minutes to get it all processed, and it will be up there. Have a great night. Robin is asking, have I scheduled the Night in Bethlehem class yet? I have not set up the ones for this month. It will, let me look at next week. I'll put those up soon. I'll get them up for you. It's another one I said I would do. I just haven't actually scheduled it. Let me schedule the Stampin' Up. I had so many Sure Cuts a Lot ones going, and I was a little behind in getting all my Stampin' Up ones done. But let me do that. Oh, and just in case you forgot, I have a prize right now. So anybody that puts an order in, I just want to show you what it is. Anyone that places an order, use my host code, and I will pick one of those orders. So you have from now until the 11th to place an order, and it can't be one you've already placed. It has to be a new one. It can be any size. It doesn't matter the size of the order. I will pick one of those orders, and this lucky winner will get this set. So it's the Hearts Come Home set with the Thinlits. It's really fun. I got an email about November Paper Pumpkin. I'm one of the back order people. And I got an email today that said it's been pushed out even more. I got an email over the weekend that said it was coming, but now it's been pushed out. I'm hoping we get to it before Christmas. I didn't get mine. I'm one of the unlucky ones that have been waiting. So, Kathy, I have a date for the shopping club ones. I'll post it and email it to you guys tonight. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but I did set one. It'll be in your club classroom, and I'll set that up for you. All right, everybody, have a great night, and I will see you all soon. Bye. That's what I'm thinking. One is the VIP class, and one is it's that week, the 17th, 18th, 19th. One of them is the VIP for everyone that places an order, and then the other one is for my shopping club ladies. I'll see you soon. Bye. I just need to get my little mitt here so I can actually do it. Where are you? Sorry. We're here forever. It doesn't want to end. There it is. Bye.